think I have a plan for the rest of this week and the weekend. My sister has just moved into a new place, and I heard that my other sibs, the littles, are going to be there for a sleepover, and I haven't had a sleepover in forever. So I might surprise my sister and show up. It's a 3-hour drive, but then we can chat, and I can fill you in on where I got to this week with a new painting, new images, revitalized energy, and all the good stuff, because I officially feel like the year has started. We're not in that weird transition period, and we can get in the flow of things. We love a good flow around here. I've got about 10 minutes before I have to go change things in the oven. I'm cooking sweet potatoes, bread, and in the meantime, I will get a couple lines done on my drawing here and call that good. Let's go to the front of the hair here. I have to see where I left off from. Trying not to be too particular, but there's certain areas that I need to have good drawing going on. This is totally in the way. I am off to see Veronica now, and I'm pretty excited because it's a surprise. She just moved into her new apartment, and I think that requires a welcoming, or basically all her siblings showing up to hang out. Away we go. Don't know why I'm nervous. It's just a 3-hour drive, but I haven't driven that long by myself in a while.
The next right onto West.
Point after point. I think this will go a lot faster than other drawings for paintings. This week I was starting a new painting, which meant I had to spend a couple days figuring out reference images, and instead of figuring out just one at a time, I wanted to figure out, a couple. I think I waste a little bit of time between pieces trying to figure out what I'm doing next. So I worked through a lot of images on my phone. I came to 3 that I'm finally pretty content with, and I figured out the sizes and everything. And while I wanted to get all the materials and kind of prep for all of them right away, I'm just gonna start one because I don't feel like spending the money yet on the materials for everything. It adds up quickly. One of the panels I wanted is like $83, so I'm just gonna stick with my homemade panel for the first piece because I had some wood lying around. We put that together, a couple coats of gesso, and I did start the underdrawing this week. I didn't finish. I'll probably do a big chunk of it on Saturday, Monday, and I think it will be done relatively soon, especially compared to the last piece I did. And I'm hoping that it's a painting that will take me only, a couple weeks. Otherwise, it's going well.
Turn left onto Illinois 170.
When I moved to the Chicago area, I think 4 years ago at this point, my sisters showed up for me a week after I had moved in, and they drove all the way down to Chicago, and they stayed for the night. Not long, but it was so nice to have some family with me. The first time I was living completely by myself, no roommates, and it was already getting the lonelies. It made me feel good. That phase of life when you're in your younger 20s, there's a lot of milestones, and growing up, it's good anytime you can have people around you to support that and encourage you. It's fun and important to have that friendship together. I definitely try to with my siblings, even though I'm a little bit far away from them. I just paint them when I can't see them. Also, I feel like I need to be better at this concept of coziness. I showed you guys a couple videos ago. I picked up a book this year, something cozy. I didn't know exactly what to expect, and as I began it, I thought, oh, the author is kind of listing things that she finds cozy. I was like, that's neat, and it's well written, and I was enjoying it. And the more I got into the book, I realized she's also listing things that aren't conventionally cozy, but she made a decision to see them as cozy, or she's showcasing like different people's particular versions of cozy, which can look really odd from one to the next. And it started making me think that cozy is not something that just is or isn't. We can choose to have it. We can create cozy. And I needed that reminder because I've gone through a phase in the last 4 years being away from home and away from like a large community. I have my peoples, but it's just been different. And I think I've been in more of a negative perspective about it. Like, where's the familiarity? It's probably not the right approach. Like, I can choose to make this new part and places in my life be cozy, especially for the future. That's a decision you can create from. It's sort of eye-opening. I'm not done with the book yet, but I'm finding it very soothing. The repetitiveness of each chapter, it's making me think, like, during my daily life, oh, I could see this moment, these sensations, this time period as being cozy if I wanted to. One thing the author mentions is that hobbies are cozy, like having your specific hobbies that you get really into, or your little collections, like of postcards or rocks or whatever. Attaching these things to your life, you know, having a consistency about them. And I have hobbies or things that I like gardening and reading, but I don't name them as my things and let them grow deeply and build my identity around them and use them as like a marker for coziness and familiarity. That takes some actual consideration and commitment, in a way, a mental commitment that I just don't always have. But it also reminded me that some of those aspirational hobbies we get when we're setting goals or something, like, oh, I have a gravel bike, I like biking, maybe I should do a gravel race this year, or like, I think we do come up with a lot of aspirational hobbies, and a lot of them end up collecting dust because they're not necessarily rooted in something more meaningful or something connected to us in a deeper way. I have this problem very often where I'm like, oh, I'm gonna buy this new thing. This is gonna be a part of my schedule, who I am. Some of them work out, some of them are good, but a lot of the time it just doesn't end up fitting into my life and I don't do it. So I'm trying to take more of a cozy approach to things and finding what will feel cozy to me, what will actually work, because I have enough in my life that it's challenging, it brings me outside of my comfort zone, it stretches me. I think I need more cozy. In the past, I'd probably cringe at that word even. Cozy and cute, there's nothing wrong with them, but because of my experiences and perception, I'm like, no, I want something that makes me look cool and strong. And you know what? I have enough of that. I need more cozy. I need hobbies that feel simple and easy and familiar and relaxing in a way. So there I was sitting like, ugh, I have all these physical hobbies I want to have, but they're not panning out. So what do? I think to my past. I loved gymnastics. Okay, I don't really think I can do gymnastics anymore, and I have enough injuries. But one thing I always did when I was in gymnastics was handstands. Everywhere I went, even in college, actually. I can whip out a handstand anytime you want and it'll be decent. And I thought, that's a cozy hobby. Being able to do a handstand, literally anywhere, something you can actually build some skill in. There's different techniques and exercises for them and whatever. I thought, oh, handstands it is. Anyways, my whole point is that cozy is the key to making some things happen when we're looking to be so aspirational and challenge ourselves. We have to have cozy. And cozy used to just exist more naturally. I mean, think of film cameras or calling your friend on the landline when you were a kid and having to memorize the phone number, being outside barefoot when you're little. Something about all of that feels cozy. And I think now at this time or at this age, whatever age, if you put in a little effort to recreate that cozy, it's super beneficial probably. Cozy can mean anything to anyone. For me, it's a little bit of familiarity and then also flexibility. Coziness is something you can get anywhere. It's not complicated, it's a mindset, and I love that. Imagine carrying some cozy in your pocket, no matter what. Great for your nervous system. Anyways, so what was that? That's a book I'm reading. I told you about where I'm going, who I'm seeing today. What else have I been up to? I've been in the studio a lot, and Yvonne's been painting, which I love. I get more done when the other body in the room is also working, mirror neurons and all that jazz. And I also just love seeing him paint because it comes so naturally to him. It's like, like when you watch athletes doing their sport, the thing they're good at, it makes you feel fuzzy on the inside. Inspired. Supposedly I inspire some of you all, and I need inspiration too, and I definitely get some from him. So there's your cute couple fact of the day. But in the studio we've been listening to a lot of music, and at some point I kind of just was getting tired of it, so I put on the audiobooks for Lord of the Rings, and I'm finding it pleasant to listen to an audiobook that's fiction. Usually I listen to nonfiction, but it's hard to focus on that and paint at the same time. Fiction is proving to be a little bit of a better listening object, at least for while I'm painting. And maybe while I'm driving in a bit, I will keep listening to the chapters. I've only seen the movies. I've never read the books, which is funny because I have the whole books, but I think we tried reading, and those longer fantasy books just have a lot going on, and I couldn't get more than like a couple pages in before I was tired because I read out loud sometimes, and I don't know. We're gonna try audio. I need to find good media for while I'm painting because sometimes you just need that noise to help with the workflow, but finding the right thing is pivotal because otherwise I'm dancing around to music and it's too much. I did just think of something else I was going to tell you guys. I got an email last week that was pretty exciting. So the juror from a recent show that I did reached out. He's interested in having my work be shown at the gallery he curates for. It's in a college somewhat nearby. I mean, that was just nice being validated that someone wants to show my work. It won't be for a bit, maybe in the fall or winter of this year. I'll probably put together like 8 or 12 pieces to show. It depends on which ones and the sizes, but I thought that was cool. My whole plan with the art thing was just to like take my time. As opportunities come, consider them. I am in no rush because I will be painting the rest of my life. I don't have any doubts about that. And I'm luckily in a position where I'm not trying to make paintings for the sake of meeting ends and paying a bill, which I'm grateful for. And I know that's really hard to do. And you almost have to have a job on the side if you're not supported in some way. I totally get that. Luckily, I'm not in that position, so I'm not trying to force anything for the time being. I think I will have a phase in my life where that is more preoccupying, you know, the business and shows and whatever. And I will happily let that come when I'm ready for it. Either way, I do want to show my work physically when I can, especially locally, because it's a good opportunity to just meet people in the art community around here. I'm not downtown or in a big city, so there's just less people in general doing fine art and in a way that I like to connect with. So when I do find them, it feels really good. It's just as important or more important than the business side. I don't think people realize as much how important communities were to artists in the past. Like when we hear the big fancy names of painters, a lot of them, you know, had teachers and companions in their field. For friendship, for a competitive side, there's many reasons. You need inspiration from others. And while we have social media today, I think we're actually less connected with those around us. I mean, it depends. I've seen some artists, they make a great effort to have that community around them. It's a necessity. You can't do art alone. I mean, you do in your studio, but everything about art, the expression, the communication, the constant trying to understand things, it's so much better to have people to bounce that off of, or at least be seeing their work and you have this ebb and flow of what the thought process is in a wider population. I'm probably getting too philosophical. I really just wanted to chat for a bit, and I will turn you back on when I see Veronica so we can surprise her together.
I know it's nothing new.
I made it to Veronica's place, but the sunset is stunning. In the meantime, I am waiting on the lookout and eating a banana because I'm starving. Okay. I didn't know you were home. I was outside on your street for 30 minutes. What the heck?
You could have came in.
Do you already put up pictures? Priorities, right? I brought a suitcase and our mattress. Guys, we have the goods for pizza making.
Two Veronica's plates. These are adorable. That's my favorite.
Look at the color combination. Why is her stuff cooler than mine? Even her cast iron is cute. I want to be grown up and independent like Veronica.
It's just so funny. Like we're staying one night and Maria's just rolling in.
I brought my headlight just in case.
But most of all,
Why are you so strong?
you can do how you like this part too. You don't have to.
Absolutely. What are we gonna do? I love how Maggie's already like. Did you pre-make it?
Yes.
Genius. You know the vibes are good. I think I'm gonna be driving 3 hours a lot more often. It's
Especially when I come and live.
I listened to Lord of the Rings on the book.
I'm planning on going to see this.
Dude, what would you do for 3 hours? Talk to yourself? Where's your cat?
Probably hiding because you guys came in with a storm. It was really crazy. So we're watching,
Minions.
which is not much different, but whatever. Probably the best option.
I watched Glue.
Get up.
I mean, the Minions last night.
Nice.
I wanted to watch Ethan, but Anna didn't.
It was a kid's movie. So, it's exactly like the movie. I got Louis Armstrong with the rules in the action of this are the action vibration. The rules actually. And don't think we're not helping. She just doesn't ever want anyone else in the kitchen when she's cooking.
I don't blame her. She's cute alone in the
I know, I know she'd like it too.
Maggie's having the time of her life. Getting those vibes.
One banana.
Are you the man or am I? Because I'm reading here. Oh yeah, you're reading. Get like a compost thingy, and now when it makes your dirt, like you can plant plants.
Wait, I have no strawberries now. Watch Brian Tracy, Phoenix Seminar. Learn better. Be better. Have good energy.
I think he's passed now, but he wrote books and he
Probably in the early 2000s, early 90s, maybe. He was like one of the OG motivational speakers. Anna, review your phone.